Ball comes near side for Girard. Nice block by Fort Scott, but they've got to keep it alive here. Now they go to the back row as Girard will keep it going. Back to Fort Scott. Nice long rally here. And that one will go out of bounds. So Fort Scott gets the point back. So now 7-6. Lady Tigers with the lead. Now 7-7 as that ball served a little bit out there for Fort Scott. Lady Tigers will get a sub, but Sadie Claypool will check in. Fort Scott played Girard last Thursday in Girard and lost in 3 sets, 2-1. Nice dig by the Lady Trojans. They'll get it back. Great job on that back row to keep things alive for Fort Scott. They'll get it over the net. Back over to the Lady Trojans. That'll go off the Fort Scott block and out of bounds. So now Girard with another serve opportunity here. Fort Scott gets it to Aiken off the block. And we're going to have to stop play for just a moment as the ball from the other court came into play. So they'll get a redo here. This is the libero, Lindsey Bryant, back serving for Girard. And now that one is served wide. So back to a tie first set. Nice dig on the back row for Girard. They'll get it, get it into the net that time. So a bit of a miss hit that time for Girard. And Fort Scott will get the point. Ball goes far side. Blocked at the net by Girard, but Fort Scott able to keep it alive. They'll come near side with it, and right down the line. Was it touched? It was touched by Fort Scott. And a heavy swing there. It'll work out for the Lady Tigers. They say it was deflected by Girard at the net. So Fort Scott will get the point. Great job there by Kylie Comstock to get Fort Scott back in front here. Nice off-speed touch from Girard. That one blocked out of bounds, though, by the Lady Trojans. So Fort Scott will get the next point. Girard tried to double block that time, and it went out of bounds. And that one dug too long. So Fort Scott now up by 3 at 12-9. Head coach Kevin Flanner in his first season at the helm for the Lady Tigers. That one a great serve. Turns into an overpass for Girard, but it's kept alive. Blocked at the net by Fort Scott. And did that one hit the antenna, or was it outside the antenna? Either way, it's going to be Fort Scott point. So 13-9, and the Lady Trojans take their first time out. So out of the timeout, it will be Fort Scott's serve, and that one a little bit too long for the Lady Tigers. The point goes back over to Girard. 13-10 now here in set number 1. It's close on the back row, but the flag official said it was out. And we're back to action here, and that'll work out for a Fort Scott point. Lady Tigers pick up the kill there. And now they lead it 14-10 here in set number 1. Lady Tigers getting a sub as Avery Stewart will come back onto the floor. 5'6" senior for Fort Scott. And they're going to hold things up again as the ball from the Columbus and Pittsburgh court gets away a little bit there. Thanks for joining us this evening. There'll be 3 matches tonight here for the Fort Scott Lady Tigers. We'll have all 3 of them for you here on Duckbait TV. It's Fort Scott. That's a cross-court swing that time for Girard, and they get the points. Or the point, just one of them. I believe that kill was for Elena McGowan. 5'7" senior for the Lady Trojans. Rachel Bennett back to serve this time. That's a long dig that time for the Lady Tigers, and it will give the point to Girard as they had that block set up right there at front. That one dug wide, and it'll be out of bounds, so Fort Scott will get it back here. Served by Rayleigh Cowan is out of bounds. And that one will get just over the net for Girard, so they're back to within 1 at 15-14. Long dig that time for Girard. They'll keep it alive, though. Back to Hazel Baker. Now they'll set up Kalashan. She'll rip the kill home. Good to Hazel Baker. Now it's blocked at the net. Fort Scott, nice job to keep it alive by Rayleigh Cowan. Got underneath it, kept it going. Now it's blocked by Fort Scott. They'll go back corner with it. Great job by Rayleigh to get to it. Now Fort Scott gets it over the net. Girard comes back near side. Another good dig opportunity. Just a little bit too wide that time, so Girard will get the point. And going back to serve will be Maddie Kester, 5'9" junior. Nice dig by Grayson Pitts. Able to get that ball under control, and it worked out for the Fort Scott point that time. They now lead at 17-15 here in set number 1. Come back near side with it, off the block. Dug there by Fort Scott. Now they'll go back and find the corner. So this first set that's gone back and forth, Girard back to within one. It's 17-16, and they will serve again. Libero Lindsey Bryant will be back doing the honors. Scott goes far side with it, and swing a little bit too long that time. So now we're tied again, 17 all, here in set number one. Now comes near side, and good job there by Kendall Aiken. A little bit of confusion there for Girard. It looked almost like the ball maybe knuckled just a little bit, and the player for Girard couldn't get enough on it. The Lady Trojans come back and tie it up again, though. $18 all. Back to serve is Gracie Murphy. 5'4" senior. And that one will find the far corner. Aiken back to serve. Nice block at the net by Fort Scott. Girard able to keep it alive, though. Rayleigh starts it off with a nice pass, and then that one was deflected, they say, by Girard at the net. So it'll go down for Fort Scott, and they will get to 20 points first here in tonight's match. Kendall to serve again. Job. Fort Scott able to get it over the net. Good job by the Lady Tigers to keep it alive that time. Now they'll come back near side. A little off speed towards the corner, but it's dug by Girard. Now they'll come back to Dakota Hazelbaker. And that one, I think, hit the antenna. So Fort Scott takes the point, and now Girard will take a timeout. If you need residential, interior, or exterior painting done, or your cabinets refinished, contact the folks at Aura et Labora Painting Company, LLC. Fort Scott native Josh Regan is ready to help you with your project, so give them a call at 620-288-6617. So out of the timeout, it'll be Fort Scott to serve. Aiken serving again. Nice job by Fort Scott at the net. Nearly got that back down, and now Girard will come back and get the kill. (21-19). Wide dig that time, and it goes out of bounds. Fort Scott has been much better with their passing and especially their first touches tonight against Girard. Another good one there from Hazelbaker, and that gets to Comstock, and she'll swing that one in for the Lady Tigers. near side back to far side. That cross court swing there for Girard works out. Now they're back to within one at 22-21. Set the middle. Nice swing by Comstock. They'll get it back to Kylie. That one goes over and out of bounds. It'll be Fort Scott point, I believe. Girard really working that cross-court shot here tonight, and they're doing a pretty good job of it. Work it to the far side, come back to the near side. Fort Scott's defense hasn't been as open as we've seen it at times this year. They've done a much better job of closing off the lanes tonight. That one will come into the net for Girard, so it'll be set point now for the Tigers. Nice dig by Cowan. We'll go far side. Long dig that time. That'll set up Fort Scott. Got to take control or take advantage of those overpasses from the other team and not have as many yourself. And that kind of flummoxed Girard a little bit. Maddie Kester had a great opportunity there but couldn't get enough on the ball. And Fort Scott will end up winning this first set 25-22. Take a short break and come right back. This is Fort Scott Lady Tiger Volleyball here on Duckbait TV. Liberty Savings has been in Fort Scott since 1919, helping community members with their banking needs for over 100 years. Visit them at 24 South Judson or call 620-223-0300. If you're in need of livestock risk protection, multi-peril crop insurance, or help with your pasture or private products, Caleb Simpson has you covered. Call or text Caleb with Twin Pine Solutions at 620-215-4144. So after winning the first set, 25-22, Fort Scott will serve first here in set number 2. And Girard will get the first point. Nice dig, able to keep things alive. Now Fort Scott gets it back across the net. Off the Lady Tiger block and out of bounds. So it'll be Girard point again here. As they lead it now 2-0. Now 3-0. They'll go far side, and they'll say it's in. Well, one official said it was in, the other one said it was out on the flag officials, and they were both looking down the line at the corner further away from them. Either way, it looks like they're going to give Fort Scott the point, so 4-1 is now the score. Girard will go far side with it. Nice dig by the Lady Tigers. They'll keep it alive. Hazelbaker gets it over. Now back it comes near side for Girard. Great job by Fort Scott to keep it going. Aiken with an overpass, but it kept it alive. And Fort Scott trying a pancake there. It did not work. One of those pancake digs there, and unfortunately for Fort Scott, it goes back over to Girard. And that one served into the net there. Lady Tigers keep things alive. Oh, great job by Fort Scott. Sometimes you just got to put your hand out in the way and get to it. Girard able to recover and get the point, though, and that'll make it 6-2 Lady Trojans. Ball comes near side for Girard, and they find the empty corner. Kill goes to Maddie Kester this time. Now 7-2 as Girard has come out quickly here in this second frame. Trying to force a third. And now 7-3. Dakota trying one of those low profile serves, but just didn't quite get over the net. Now they'll come near side with it. And Girard will find the back corner again. 9-3 to open set 2. Megan Bennett, 5'5" junior, back to serve for the Lady Trojans. And that kind of handcuffed Fort Scott a little bit. And now the Lady Tigers will take a timeout. Need a full mani-pedi before big weekend plans? Or maybe you want some special nail art to celebrate your favorite singer's football-playing boyfriend? Either way, Delyn Abatey is ready to help. Nails by Delyn is on all the socials, and you can call or text at 620-704-1315. Nails by Delyn at Spoiled Brat on 3rd Street in downtown Fort Scott. job out of the timeout as Fort Scott will get the kill. And that one hit wide. By the Lady Tigers. Girard serving again, leading in 11-4 here in set 2. Comes near side and a swing a little bit too long that time for Kendall Aiken. Girard trying to make quick work of Fort Scott here in this second set. Girard works it near side. They'll set the back row, and it's into the net. Maddie Kester didn't quite get enough on it that time. Fort Scott back to the service line. Kalishaw doing the honors. Girard will come near side and can't get it over the net. Couple of straight points now for Fort Scott. Girard comes near side again. Fort Scott really making him work on the serves that time, but Girard able to recover and get the point there. And now lead it 13-6. Near side it comes. Fort Scott able to keep it going. Now they get it back over to the far side, and Girard can't get around on it. Kaylee David with the miss that time, so Fort Scott gets another point. And a nice run by the Lady Tigers here. They get back to within 5 at 13-8. Looks like Pittsburgh trying to close out Columbus on the other side. And the serve that time by Kendall, just a little bit too wide. It's now 14-8. Near side it comes. Now back to the middle, off of the block there for Girard, but they're able to recover from it. Now they go back to Comstock, and now we got what a lift call is called on Girard. So Fort Scott gets another point now. They're making a nice run back to the Lady Trojans here in this second set. Nice job by Stewart to get it over. Now back on the Fort Scott side. Over to Kylie, and Girard read that one pretty well. And they're actually going to overturn their call. And Coach Kristen Jackson and Girard not happy with that. I'll kind of explain that as best they can here in a second. As they give the point back to Fort Scott. They called the middle blocker for Girard being too far over the net. Just think of it as an imaginary plane of glass that goes straight up from the net to the ceiling, and you can't cross that. And it did look like she was over it, but Coach Jackson of Girard, I think, was upset that the up official was not the one that called it. Supposed to have the better view being up on the ladder there. It was the down ref that called it. And I think that's what Coach Jackson was upset about. 15-10 now as Girard gets it back. And Erica Boatman back to serve for the Lady Trojans. Another overpass for Girard, or for Fort Scott. They've really controlled that here tonight. They've done a much better job so far in not having those overpasses, but one there. The problem with those is that a lot of times that will set up your opposition for a fairly easy kill right at the net. And that's what happened there. And now Girard back again as they're now up 17-10. Fort Scott unable to return that one. And now the Lady Tigers will take a timeout. Trailing 18-10 here in set number 2. Liberty Savings has been in Fort Scott since 1919, helping community members with their banking needs for over 100 years. Visit them at 24 South Judson or call 620-223-0300. So back in action here. And Girard finds the open court once again. Now 19-10. Fort Scott will get a sub here as Kinley Clements will come in and replace Grayson Pitts. Serve a little too short that time for Girard, so Fort Scott will take the point and try to start a comeback here. Trailing 20-11. Girard with an off-speed shot that time. Fort Scott able to keep it alive, though, and they tried the near sideline right down the line and went a little bit too far out of bounds. Long dig and wide for Girard, but they are able to keep it alive, though. And did they find the corner? They did. Now 21-12. Girard leading here in set number 2. If Girard wins, there'll be a third set here in this match as Fort Scott won the first one. Seems like when Fort Scott needs a big kill or side out, they go to Avery Stewart. And a lot of times this season, Avery's been able to give the Lady Tigers what they need. There's a block by Kalishaw that'll work for another point. 21-14. And now Girard will take a timeout. Edward Jones has been advising customers in the world of finance for over 100 years. Financial advisor Jamie Armstrong continues that tradition in Fort Scott. Contact her by phone at 620-223-1866 or email Jamie at jamie.armstrong@edwardjones.com. Patty West and Crystal Cowan are a mother-daughter duo selling personal and commercial insurance. If you need home, auto, boat, motorcycle, ATV, business, or commercial insurance, they've got you covered. Visit them at 3 East Wall Street in downtown Fort Scott or call 620-223-0700. Back in action, and Girard gets the point after the timeout here. And then service error on Girard as they'll hit that one into the net. So Girard serving now, just 2 points away from forcing a third set here. Nice block by Fort Scott, but didn't close off to the net quite as good as they needed to there. So now set point here for Girard to force a third. Nice dig by the Lady Trojans. Plays it to the back row. And into the net for Kalishaw. So that will take us to a third set here. Girard winning set 2, 25-15. If you're in need of livestock risk protection, multi-peril crop insurance, or help with your pasture or private products, Caleb Simpson has you covered. Call or text Caleb with Twin Pines Solutions at 620-215-4144. Liberty Savings has been in Fort Scott since 1919, helping community members with their banking needs for over 100 years. Visit them at 24 South Judson or call 620-223-0300. So Girard winning the second set there. Forcing a third now. Here tonight at the Tiger Dome. And this is just the first match of the night. We've got 2 more coming up for you as the Lady Tigers will play Pittsburgh next and then Columbus. So stay tuned for all of the Lady Tiger action here tonight on Duckbait TV. And we're underway in set number 3, and Fort Scott will get the first point as the ball was hit wide by Girard. They'll come far side. Cross court set that time, and it doesn't work out as the ball ends up in the net. Fort Scott will take the point again. Nice dig by Rayleigh Cowan along the back row that time. That one through the Girard block and in there. I believe that was Kinley Clements again. Fort Scott with a nice early run here. They lead it 3-0 in set number 3. Kendall Aiken with the serve again. Work it to the middle. Girard does, gets it over the net. Now fight for it, hit the net. Lady Tigers able to get it across. Now back row. Fort Scott able to get the dig that time, but it went a little bit too wide. Now 3-1. Far side to Hazelbaker. She'll knock one in there, but it's dug on the back row by Girard. Libero Lindsey Bryant. Now they'll go back to Clements on the far side. And Girard will go through the block and out of bounds. Now 3-2. And that one didn't get over the net. It'll be a 4 contact officially. And Fort Scott goes up now 4-2 here in this third set. Off the Lady Tiger block. Cowan was there to help it out though. Went off the roof. Fort Scott able to recover. And that one goes through the block and in for Girard. Now Grayson Pitts, the 5'7" senior, back on the court for Fort Scott. She replaces Clements. Nice block by Girard's front row. Lady Tigers able to get it over the net though. Back around. Will come near side. Now Fort Scott tries the corner and just a little bit too much on that one from Kylie Comstock, and that'll tie the match or tie the set up. Come back to Comstock. She gets it over the net. Now Girard scrambling a little bit. And the point goes to the Lady Trojans. Come near side. Now go to the back corner. Nice dig that time to keep it alive by Stewart. Stewart keeps it going again, but can't get it to a teammate. And so the point goes to the Lady Trojans. Scott will come near side with it. Now they'll go back far side to Stewart. Girard tries to get to the back row, but it's kept alive by Fort Scott, and now Hazelbaker will pick up the kill. So Dakota getting another kill for the Lady Tigers here. Fort Scott had a rough night again in Independence on Tuesday. Neither match against the Lady Bulldogs or against Chanute. Neither one, they were really able to it did hit the antenna, but who did it hit? Bounce off last before to hit the antenna, and I think they said it went off Girard last. So Fort Scott gets the point. And the heavy touch that time by Kalishaw. A little bit too strong. Point goes back over to Girard. Stewart gets it across the net. Now Girard finds the back corner. And that's Elena McGowan once again with the kill for the Lady Trojans. They now lead it 8-6 here in the third set. Match on the other side, Pittsburgh and Columbus. Looked like it went a fairly quick 2 sets in the favor of the Lady Dragons. So they're waiting as I think Pittsburgh will play Fort Scott next. And Girard will play Columbus next. They're waiting on this one to finish up. And it's a miscommunication there for the Lady Tigers. So Girard now back out in front by 4, 10-6. Here in set 2. Serving again, Rachel Bennett. And pretty healthy run now for Girard. I believe that's 6 straight points for the Lady Trojans. They lead by 5. Long dig, but a great job by Hazelbaker to get it over the net. Now they'll come back, Dakota with another good dig to keep it alive. And then that one goes wide and out of bounds. Dakota looked like she wanted to keep it going again, but decided against it there. And in that one, blocked by Fort Scott, but they couldn't get it over the net. 5-point lead here in set number 3 for the Girard Lady Trojans. That'll work out as a kill for Fort Scott. Fort Scott will come near side to Aiken. Now back over, they get it to Kalishaw. Now it's blocked at the net by Fort Scott, but nobody there to cover that block. And Girard will get another point here. It's now 14-8. And that went into the net for Girard, so it'll go back over to Fort Scott. Again, just the first match of the night. Lady Tigers will take on Pittsburgh and Columbus to finish this one out here this evening. Those two waiting on this one to finish up. And that one a little bit too long for Fort Scott. Fort Scott set the block again, but again, nobody there to cover. So 16-9. That one finds the corner. As Kylie Comstock goes right up the line. That one off of the Fort Scott block and out of bounds. Now Gracie Murphy in to serve once again for the Lady Trojans. Substitution for Fort Scott is Avery Stewart back on the floor. Clements the serve. And they'll set Girard up there. Well, they say she got in the net. I think they called a net violation on the Lady Trojans, so Fort Scott gets the point there. It's now 17-12. And that one is hit long. So Fort Scott trying to make a run back here, and Girard will take a timeout as the Lady Tigers have cut this to a 4-point advantage, 17-13. If you need residential, interior, or exterior painting done, or your cabinets refinished, contact the folks at Aura et Labora Painting Company, LLC. Fort Scott native Josh Regan is ready to help you with your project, so give them a call at 620-288-6617. So out of the timeout, Fort Scott will be serving once again. And that one will get in there for Girard. So the Lady Trojans stop the Fort Scott run momentarily. Back to a 5-point advantage here in this third set. That one went wide, but it was off of Fort Scott. Comes near side. That'll go off the Trojan block and out of bounds. Serve in the net that time. Gives the point and serve back to Girard. Now 21-15. We won 16 now. That one went off at Girard and out of bounds. Now 22-16. Girard will send Maddie Kester back to serve here. And we keep kind of going back and forth here towards the end of this third set. 22-17 now, as Fort Scott will be back on the service line. Kalishaw to do the honors. That one nice serve by Kalishaw. She kind of handcuffed the Girard defense that time. Back to a 4-point set. That one blocked by the Lady Tigers. Go to the back corner. Kept alive by the Girard libero. Now, great job as they got it to Clements. And she'll knock that one in there. For Fort Scott back to a 3-point deficit. Kalishaw serving again. That one goes long, and it was out of bounds. And Girard's going to call timeout here again as the Lady Tigers get to 20 points. It's now 22-20. Edward Jones has been advising customers in the world of finance for over 100 years. Financial advisor Jamie Armstrong continues that tradition in Fort Scott. Contact her by phone at 620-223-1866 or email Jamie at jamie.armstrong@edwardjones.com. Back underway at the Tiger Dome out of the timeout. Fort Scott, nice block there by Girard, but the Lady Tigers recover. They get it near side, and that'll go down as a kill for Kenna Lakin. Fort Scott almost all the way back now here in set number 3. Long dig that time for Girard. That one off of the basketball goal, but it's kept alive and hit over the net by Fort Scott, but it's wide. So Lindsey Bryant, Girard libero back to serve here. They're 2 points away from winning this match, but Fort Scott back to within 2 points in this set. That one hit wide, though. So now it'll be match point for the Lady Trojans. That one kept alive, now blocked, and that'll go to Girard. So they will take the match here, 25-21 in set 3. Fort Scott had good effort there. Played well, especially in that third set, but couldn't quite come all the way back and win it. And that'll be the match. Fort Scott falls in this one 2-1, losing the first set 25-22, the second 25-15. Or they won the first set 25-22, then lost the second 25-15, and lost the third 25-21. We'll go ahead and stop the broadcast here for our first game tonight, and we'll get some things reset for the second game, and we'll be back in just a few moments on Duckbait TV. Give us about 5 minutes or so, and then refresh your device, and we should be up and running with the second game in just a little bit. Thanks for watching us here on Duckbait TV.